The Social Responsibility Award is given to an AGPA member or a group of members who have provided an exceptional service that ultimately benefits the public at large. This year, we are presenting the award to Craig Haen and Suzanne Phillips, co-chairs, AGPA Community Outreach Task Force. Suzanne and Craig, the group foundation is recognizing you for the extensive work you have done over the past year in response to the pandemic, as well as your work overall in responding to communities affected by trauma during your tenures heading this task force. When the pandemic hit, you sprang into action, creating resources for mental health professionals and the public. You developed materials, trainings, videos, blogs, and even radio shows on self-care, family resilience, psychological first aid, and supporting healthcare providers. You have also developed, supported, consulted on, and delivered trainings and groups for frontline caregivers in systems such as hospitals, public health systems, nursing homes, and for artists working in public schools. In the midst of this, you have continued other programs through community outreach, community-based legal and advocacy groups supporting underserved populations, a pro bono group for community organizations in Nigeria, working with women and children traumatized by the ongoing violence in the region, annual support to families at the Voices of 9/11 Day of Remembrance, Camp Galaxy for children of active military. The list is endless, as it seems is your energy. Craig and Suzanne, the group foundation is pleased to recognize your generous and extraordinary work with our 2021 Social Responsibility Award. Thank you.
Thank you, Darryl. Thank you, Jonathan. It's really a wonderful honor to speak after you, and thank you for all that your organization is doing. I want to say it feels really strange to be accepting an award for doing work that's been so manifestly rewarding in and of itself, but it's particularly meaningful to be recognized in a year like this has been. So thank you to the Group Foundation for this honor. As fellow group therapists, I think you all know that we are enriched by those who come before us and those we surround ourselves with. So I particularly am very humbled to have my name appear alongside previous recipients of this award, whose working character I greatly admire, including Rudy Lucas and Christine Schmidt in the EGPS Workgroup for Racial Equity, Bob Klein, Richard Beck, Jeff Kleinberg, my friend Nina Thomas, Gay Logan, Kathy Ryder, Seal Keeper, the Boston Threshold Group that was led by Pat Doherty, Kathy Ullman, and the late Cecil Rice, in whose shoes I stand now, and my constant partner in this endeavor, Suzanne Phillips, who was also the first ever recipient of this award. Diane Fearman, if you didn't know us well already, you certainly do after the hundreds of hours we've logged together this year. Thank you for your unfailing grace and good judgment. I also want to acknowledge Sophia Aguirre and Wendy Friedman and all the members of the DEI task force who have personally given me a real sense of where I belong within AGPA over these last few years. Finally, to my 7-year-old son, who is upstairs watching this and who brings me drawings that say "be kind" and Black people's rights, and who told me Friday morning, "Dad, when I get older, I want to adopt a child someday." I don't want you to be confused by what you're seeing. We don't do good things because someone will give us an award or even because we expect to be thanked by them. We do things for other people because it's part of what makes us human, and because we understand in particular that we have certain advantages in life simply because of the skin we were born with. So keep up the work. Good work, my little man. Thank you.
Thank you.
I've gotten to know Craig's little man, who's precious and sometimes stops in to say, "Is anyone going to feed me?" He's the cutest little person. I think everybody out there knows how honored I am, and I thank you for this award. But I do think that everyone out there knows that the best gift you could ever give anyone is the opportunity to give. And that's what AGPA has done. That's what Craig has made possible over this past year and for all these years. You can really give when you have work, when you have leadership and the foundation behind you, when you have members who are door openers, like Annabelle Raymond, Tom Stone, all of those who've worked in immigration, like Leo Liederman. You can make a difference when you can call upon Bob Klein, Richard Beck, Kathy Ullman, Madeline Miller, who have never said no whenever we have stepped up to respond. And I wanted to say the other piece that really helped me this year was the inspiration of our membership. From the time we left New York in March, we had a listserv of people who companioned with each other with great compassion while we saw how many of our members were ill. People spoke about symptoms. People reassured each other. People stepped up to mourn with each other. But mostly, I couldn't get over how this group compassionately were a presence to each other every day, early in the morning, late at night. It was hard to imagine that some people never slept, but they stayed as a group taking care of each other. And like Craig, I'm greatly inspired by those who've had the courage to step up to work to make this an anti-racist organization and have made it possible for us to struggle with that and work with them and never stop trying. So mostly I thank you all for the gift of giving. Social responsibility is equal to what AGPA represents. Thank you.
Thank you both. Very good work. Excellent. That concludes my report.